Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl KeKe and I'm back with number 14 on my true crime countdown to Halloween. Okay, today's story is called Nightmare at Napa. So, there hadn't been a murder in the neighborhood for about 4 years. The neighbors said it was a tragedy that affected everyone, that it was like a Halloween movie come true. So, in 2004 on Halloween night, something so unexpected and grisly took place on Dorset Street in Napa Valley, California. 3 roommates had been passing out candy to all the little trick-or-treaters and decided to hang it up around 11 p.m. Unbeknownst to them, there was a man that they were all familiar with menacingly watching their house from the shadows. After the women went to bed, one on the first floor, the other 2 on the second floor, the stalker from the shadows emerged and climbed through an unlocked window on the first floor. The roommate on the first floor woke up to the sounds of her dog growling, mixed with a blood-curdling horror movie-like scream of her 2 roommates upstairs. Now, she didn't know what was taking place, but she knew she was in danger. She ran out of the house as she heard the man's footsteps overhead, and she hid in the bushes until she heard the man's footsteps fade away. She ran back into the house to check on the welfare of her roommates. She tried to dial 911, but the landline was dead. So when she ran upstairs and into the first bedroom, she found her roommate Leslie Mazzaro face down on the top of a pile of clothes in a pool of her own blood. Her upper body and her arms were covered with numerous stab wounds. A few feet away was her other roommate, Adrienne Insania. I think that's how you say her name. It could be Insagna, but I want to say Insana, maybe. Either way. So she was crouched down by Leslie's bed, clinging to life, bleeding out, and she was no longer able to speak due to her multiple stab wounds. She pulled herself together a little bit and ran downstairs to grab her cell phone and dial 911. Only as she was trying to get help for her roommates, her cell phone went dead too. That's when she realized, like, yo, this man could be coming back. Like, he could be coming back, he could be on his way back, or he could still be in the area. So she ran, got in her car, drove away, and dialed 911 while she drove away. So the police collected about 266 items of potential evidence, one being a drop of blood thought to be from the killer. They interviewed 1,300 people, and they took 200 DNA samples, and none of them was a match. Now, the investigation went on for about 11 months before they had a break in the case. So, Adrienne, she had a best friend by the name of Lily Prudhomme. That's a very ugly last name. But, whatever. So, Lily was engaged to some guy named Eric Copple. A few months before Halloween night, Lily had broken off her engagement with Eric. You know what I'm saying? And on Halloween, the same night as the murders, they both attended the same Halloween party, but they wasn't together. They came separately. So they must have ran into each other. They're at the party or whatever. And they got into it about the breakup. So, this man was heated. So apparently before the breakup, the initial wedding plans was to get married in Hawaii. But Lily had broke things off like a little bit before, Halloween or whatever. So since she broke it off, it was safe to say that they was not about to get married in Hawaii anymore. So, they break up. They live in their life. Lily's doing her thing or whatever. And her and Adrienne, they plan a vacation to Australia. So, I'm not saying that this is what happened, but it's possible that while they was having an argument or whatever, he probably like, yo, I'm trying to get back together with you. You know what I'm saying? I love you and want to marry you. We still need to go to Hawaii, blah, blah, blah. She was like, listen, nah, it's not happening. This ain't working right now. Plus, I can't go to Hawaii with you anyway because me and Adrienne's planning to go to Australia. He could have found out about the trip. Could have set him off. He was like, listen, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of her. Like, you say here, you put her before our relationship, or you say here, like, yeah, that's your best friend, but I feel like that she's coming between us and what's gonna happen when we get married. And it could have been a whole thing. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened. This is just what I'm thinking could have taken place. I mean, it's an argument, so things is gonna be said. You feel me? So, I just feel like that it could have been the trip to Australia that set him off, because he's like, oh, so you can't go to Hawaii to marry me, but you can go to Australia with her. And, so that was that. So studies show that depression in men often manifests as anger. So, Eric was depressed. he had a history of depression, according to himself, and he probably was like in anguish over his breakup with Lily. And you know, it was also speculated that he felt that his relationship with Lily was you know, in danger because of her relationship with Adrian. So basically, homie was jealous of her best friend. Okay, he was jealous of the relationship that she had with her best friend because he was depressed. So I feel like it's safe to say that he was probably insecure and a bunch of other things as well. So I'm thinking that maybe the final straw was the Halloween party where Lily rejected him again, and he went to her best friend's house. Like, listen, if I take her out the situation, then you ain't gonna have nothing but me. So he went to the house, and he knew where they lived because he had helped them move in before they had got the third roommate, Leslie. So Adrian and Lauren, they knew each other already. And Leslie's the third roommate that they had got, so when they had rented the house to split the rent. So Leslie never even met this Everett guy. So most likely Adrian was his intended target that night. So he killed Leslie first, and it seems like Adrian had came to her rescue. So I'm feeling like he probably went up the stairs. He probably didn't know for sure which bedroom was Adrian's. So he probably went up there first, went to the first bedroom he seen or whatever, and he started attacking Leslie. Now remember, Leslie's the one that he don't know. He after Adrian because that's his ex's best friend. So he went up there or whatever, and he started killing Leslie. Adrian probably came running to her rescue because she started attacking. She hit him and she scratched him. That's how they got his drop of blood, because she had tried to defend and protect her other roommate or whatever, and she tried, and then he overpowered her, and then he stabbed her multiple times, and she was sitting there screaming for help, and that's how and that's how Lauren was standing at the door. She heard her friend screaming, and she was frozen in fear. She didn't know what to do. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm over here choking on my own spit, y'all. All right. So then after he killed these two girls upstairs, he ran down the stairs, breaking stuff as he ran down the stairs, and then he climbs back out. He escaped out the window that he got into the house with, right? So then this man had the audacity to go to the candlelight visual that Lily had set up for her two slain friends, and he also attended their funerals, knowing damn he was the one that killed them. Now, during the course of the investigation, Eric and Lily had reconciled. They ended up getting married in February of 2005. Now, police finally figured out that the person who murdered the women was a smoker and had determined that this person smoked an uncommon brand. It was called Camel Turkish Gold. So, lo and behold, who smokes that brand? Eric Copple. Who had a motive to kill? Eric Copple. Who confessed to the murder of Leslie Mazzara and Adrian and Sonia? Eric Copple. Now, he confessed, but he wouldn't give the location of the knife that he used to commit the murders. And to this day, he hasn't given a motive for why he did it in the first place. So in court, he claims he had a history of depression and that he had tried to cope by abusing alcohol. He also never had a real sense of stability because he was an army brat, and they moved around so much. So I'm thinking that maybe he felt like he only had one chance of stability, and that was with Lily because he loved her so much, or whatever the case may be. And he was threatened by her best friend. He didn't want to share her. So I feel like he went to take her out the equation, and Leslie just ended up being collateral damage because he didn't even know her. And I doubt that she was the intended target because it's someone you didn't know. Like, when you go into a house of people to kill somebody, of a person that you know, I don't think you went in there to kill everybody. And knowing that, unless he probably, I mean, it's possible that he could have thought that he killed both of them. He could have thought he killed Lauren and Adrian, because again, Leslie moved in after he helped them move in. So maybe he thought he got both of them. Come to think of it, because they're not best friends. Lily and Adrian was best friends. So the gag is that before he confessed, Lily said that she knew something was seriously bothering Eric, and she told him, like, listen, babe, there's nothing that you can say to me that's gonna make me love you any less. So then this man told her that he killed her friend, her best friend, and I don't know if Leslie and Lily were friends after that, like after she had moved in or whatever. But we know Adrian was her best friend. So this man told you he killed your best friend, and she said after the trial that her statement still stood, that nothing in this world is gonna make her love him even less. And she said despite what everybody thought, she had seen a gentler side of Eric Copple. Now, I'm just saying, like, listen, like, I know love is blind and all the rest of that, and you can't just stop loving somebody and la la la. But if you really sit here and think that if you have the ability to be upset that I have a friendship with somebody, and you to the point where you will go to their house and murder them and then you murder someone else carelessly, you really could still say, oh well, I don't love you any less. Are you out of your damn mind? There's no way, because honey, guess what? The same way that he felt like his relationship with you was threatened by your best friend, who's to say that if he didn't get caught, if he didn't go confess and turn himself in, that one day if you felt like you was gonna leave him, you was gonna divorce him, that you wouldn't be on the other side of that knife. But nothing you could do, nothing you can say to me is gonna make me love you any less. I don't know, that you a special kind of dumb for that one. And the thing is, he killed your best friend. Like, he didn't just, like, it's not he massacred her. Like, he stabbed her so many times. Like, it was I want to say it kind of probably I don't think they charged him for a crime of passion, but I feel like it could have been like some type of crime, but he knew what he was doing. I don't want to say it was crime of passion because it wasn't no spur of the moment thing. He planned that. He stood outside their house for hours smoking a whole bunch of cigarettes, leaving a whole pile of cigarette butts before he slid in that first floor window and went up there and stabbed them girls up. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he gonna sit here and be like, oh, that he waived his right to talk to say anything about the case except for to a member of the clergy. So he can't talk to the media about his case. He can't talk to the media about his motive, none of that. He basically mums the word. Like, he did what he did. He confessed to it, and he can't tell nobody but God or the people that work for him. And the simple fact of the matter is, you can sit here and say, well, I didn't have a sense of stability. Okay, so that makes you go and murder somebody? Oh, I dealt with depression, so I was drinking through it. Okay, so what the hell possessed you to sit here and go and kill these girls? They had nothing to do with you. You had your insecurities was that serious in your relationship with this Lily girl that you had to go and kill somebody else's daughter, kill somebody else's sister. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? And then this Lily girl, like, she's not a real friend. I don't even care. She's not a real friend, because at the end of the day, and they're like, oh well, at the end of the day, she's sitting here like, oh, I don't love you any less. But I just want to know, to this Lily girl, like, yo, if that was your sister, if that was your mother, if that was your aunt, would you feel the same way? Like, oh, you kill my mom, you kill my sister, you kill my aunt, but I don't love you any less. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say that can make me love you any less. Bro, you're stupid. Like, you're a special kind of stupid. And the fact, like, oh, you gotta forgive and stuff like that, okay. But but the thing is that you had to have broken up with him for a reason. I don't think it was just out the blue. And then magically y'all just reconcile and y'all go and get married and everything's peachy keen. Come on now. The man's been needed help for the longest time, and he ain't gonna get no damn help. And then he ended up killing 2 people's daughters. One mother said that her daughter never wore a turtleneck in her life, but they had to bury her in a turtleneck, and it didn't even cover the extent of the injuries that he caused to her daughter. But you don't love him no less. I'm pretty sure at the trial they show pictures of the crime scene, and you killed these girls until they were in pools of their own blood, and you're gonna tell me, oh, I don't love him any less. This is what we dealing with. This, granted, it was back in, back in 2004, but like, it's sick stuff like this that's still happening today. So that was number 14 on my true crime countdown to Halloween. So join us tomorrow for the next one. All right. If you guys made it this far, Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe. Smash that bell, please. Because you know what I'm saying, we got some good stuff going on here. You see what I'm saying? I got the effects. I got, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Y'all know you're enjoying these stories, okay? I'm sitting here, I'm learning y'all some stuff today. I'm teaching y'all some stuff today, and yeah. So join us tomorrow. Tomorrow we gonna be on number 13, and number 13 is gonna be called Sandusky Sunday. So if you wanna know what that's about, you wanna know what this killer done did, check back tomorrow. Make sure you smash that bell so you know as soon as that episode posts, boom, you're going to be one of the first ones being able to watch the premiere. You could join a live discussion. So that's it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.